Hey there, District 2. Andrew Scott Smith here, and I want to tell you today about how I plan to achieve the first R of my commitments to you, restoring economic dominance. District 2 used to run anything and everything in Mississippi. It was the absolute powerhouse of the state. It's time we bring that back. For at least the last 31 years, all that's been done to District 2 is take the "hey, we're open" sign, "sorry, we're closed." That's no good. And it's time we stop that. Let's make it easier for businesses to not only start here but to stay here. Here's what I mean. Here's what that means for you. I want to make it easier for entrepreneurs that have ideas to start businesses and be able to have somewhere for their team to collaborate and their ideas to not only survive but to thrive. I want to work with our universities and our community colleges because we have a great network of them through District 2, and the cities and our private partnerships and the private sector. And I want to build incubators, business incubators, all throughout District 2. That way, if somebody's got an idea, they've got a space to go make it happen. And we should be behind that because if jobs start here, they usually stay here. And I'm all about that. I want to work to cut the red tape, make it easier to start a business, own a business, run a business. Access to capital is another big thing for business owners, and I want to make sure that we can ease that access to capital even in today's interest rate environment, working with the SBA and the Federal Reserve to create programs that specifically are designed for our farmers, our innovators, our entrepreneurs, people that are trying to provide opportunities for other people to not only support their family but to thrive. So let's ease the access to funding, open some more SBA offices in the area, make those resources available, and my office is going to be focused on making that happen and making sure our entrepreneurs thrive and survive in District 2. So another thing I want to talk to you about is transforming our education and really arming our schools with vocational resources for the jobs of tomorrow. So we need to take and move away from pushing everybody down a 4-year degree path of debt. That's no good, and not everybody needs to go to a 4-year university. We have a very, very humongous gap of skilled labor and tradesmen in this country. We have the people and the resources in District 2 to help fill that gap, and for us to build a better tomorrow together, we're going to need those people. So it's time to start equipping our kids with the tools that they need for the future of tomorrow. I also want to put financial literacy back in school. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So another part of my plan is revitalizing our infrastructure. And while that is another segment, it is part of restoring economic dominance. The infrastructure in District 2 needs an overhaul, to say the least. But the good news is that instead of paying all of this money to add these new things at one time, we can just build the most modern stuff right now, right, and save that money. I want to work with the federal resources that we have available, state resources and local, and build back our bridges, our roads. And I also want to take and convert some of our old rural airports over into drone ports. And I want to talk to you about that in a separate video about what that looks like. Really cool stuff. But if our infrastructure isn't up to date, we're not going to have any investment at all in the district. We do need to bring some large scale manufacturers west of I-55 for a change. Besides the Clinton project at Continental, I can't think of the last time there was a really large announcement of jobs in District 2. It's time we have somebody in Washington that champions you and changes that. I want to be that guy. And another part about fixing our infrastructure is we've got to finish the pumps. They were promised so long ago, and so little has been done to make sure that they actually get completed. It's time we build them, and without that, I don't really think that we can attract a whole lot of investment. I wouldn't want to build a multi-million-dollar facility or project somewhere that's going to get wiped off the face of the earth because it's going to get flooded. It's time to protect our farmers, do things in balance with nature, and attract economic investment through rebuilding and reimagining our infrastructure. I also want to do an initiative called Revive the Riverfront. District 2 has an absolute legacy of tourism and history, and we can capitalize on that. I want to revitalize our riverfront, and what I mean by that is I want to make it easier for access to historic grant money, to be able to restore these homes and to be able to upkeep them for our public, to come in and view them, and not only just view them, but appreciate and love and learn about what our state was like then. And that brings not only people from around the state, folks. You got to realize people from all over the world come here. And it's time that we capitalize on our tourism economy that has pitter pattered, to say the least, for the last couple of decades. Let's revitalize and restore and revive the riverfront. Bring back those tourism dollars, and not just the riverfront, but District 2 has a unique opportunity because most of the Blues Trail lies within it. What a great cultural resource for us to capitalize on. Blues is a worldwide known genre of music, and we have the birthplace of almost all the world's music right here in our roots. Let's capitalize and build back a tourism economy that focuses on all of these things, all of our history. Let's beautify the district, clean it up, and make it a nicer place to live, laugh, work, and play. People will come in, investment will come in, you will see things start to be revived and thrive. And that's when you'll really see a difference in District 2, is when you've got a champion in Washington fighting for these policies to make sure that these things actually happen for you. My name's Andrew Scott Smith. I want to be that champion for you, and I appreciate your vote on March 12th.